What is up, loves? I wanted to come out here and put this word out. It is currently August 11th of 2025, and the time is 12:12 on my clock, which is not a coincidence because literally this word that I'm about to put out right now is for the number 12:12. So God is good because I could not do that on purpose if I tried. And this word is about the number 12:12. And this was a word that he had me put together and revealed to me back on August 7th. Now, that is significant because the 7th, literally, number 7 is also God's number, which also represents completion, right? The Lord completed the world in 7 days. That is very significant. Completion. He has been highlighting that for the last couple of weeks, y'all. So, the title of this word is Your Faith Will Reveal Itself, a reward. God says, thank you for believing. It's for those of you who have asked for the Lord to reveal something to you, whether it be like the hearts of others' intentions, things like that. This is also for you if you are believing in God for something that you know He promised you, right? And it's not just your own desires, your own will, but you know that this is something that God has literally promised you. You heard and you know this, right? And this is also to piggyback off of that, it is also Him confirming to you what you heard and what He spoke. Okay, He is saying, yes, you know what you heard. All right, so in the Greek concordance, 1212 represents clarity, what is clear, what is evident, what is manifest, and what is certain. It is similar to 717, which I gave y'all that last week, means to manifest or be openly visible. Okay, that the 717 word also corresponded with the number 756, which means to begin, to commence. It is to start something. It is a now moment, or a now word in the reference of time and order, right? Like I told y'all, corresponding with First Corinthians, right? God is a God of order. He is not a God of disorder. Everything is going to happen in its divine timing, right? And so I encourage you all to take this back to God, right? Anything that I put out should be a confirmation of what God already spoke to you. And you have to confirm whether this is your season for this word or if this is something that is coming to pass in the near future. Even if it is confirming what He already told you, still take it back to Him so you can get even more clarity and revelation. You don't want to just take my word for it. 1212, as in addition to 1717, means to be clear, clarity, evident, manifest, or certain. What is fully clear and plainly evident because of inner perception. It is grasping what is unmistakably evident, self-evident. It also mentioned that inner perception, right? That inner knowing, because like I said, this is something that God has already confirmed to you or told you, and you know it, and now it's coming out in the physical, right? You already knew it up here because He gave you the revelation, but now it's about to divinely manifest itself in the physical. And that confirms 717, which is beyond just having the inner knowing. It is something that cannot be denied because it is physically tangible. Okay, so that's confirmation. It corresponded with was Mark 5:4, where it was talking about the man that was possessed by the legion of demons, right? And it was so intense that only the works and the divine authority of Jesus could cast out those demons, right? But it's talking about the physical, tangible proof of Jesus' work within that man, because nobody else, including the man himself, was able to cast out and control those demons, right? It took for Jesus to physically demonstrate His power and authority. That's why it is clarity. God is saying it is going to be something that only He could do, that's going to take place in your life, something that's going to manifest in your life. It is going to be His divine authority, His divine power that is bringing this thing to pass. Like I told y'all last week with the 1717 and the 756, in addition to the 1010, because like I say, all the words build on each other, and that's not my doing, that is literally the Lord working, y'all. But I told y'all that what He is about to do, that's coming to pass in this now moment, is literally only going to be something that He could do, right? He is going to be the one to get to glory for this, and it's going to be something that is so plainly obvious that it was the work in the hand of God. Like, you cannot attribute what's about to happen to man. Okay, this is nothing that man could do or had the power to do in your life. This, you're gonna know it's from God. And that's how it confirms Mark 5:4. It took the power in the hand of Jesus in order to help that man that was possessed by the legion of demons. Okay, there was nothing anybody else, any human being could do for him. Okay, there was nothing else that they could do for him. It took Jesus himself. All right. And so again, 12:12 is the inner perception of what is unmistakably self evident, what is known and understood becoming outwardly apparent and visible. What God has spoken to you and you know, or what you knew was coming or on the way, what was coming to pass, this is now being revealed and becoming physically apparent. It is now the appointed time. Confirming that 756, it is now the appointed time for him to reveal it in the open. All right. It conveys something that stands in the open where everyone can perceive it without effort. It is clear, it is obvious, it is the hand of God. It is the undeniable proof I spoke about. It is the tangible evidence that you cannot or can no longer doubt what he is doing in your life. And if there are others doubting it, they won't be able to do so either. These last few days, the energy around me has been very weird. And it's not necessarily bad, but it's that type of energy where you walk into a room and people are just immediately upset by your presence. Y'all, I walked into the nail salon. This was my first time. It was my first time walking into a nail salon, and I don't know how long, because like I told y'all, I just got this job and it hasn't even been a full month yet. And so I just wanted to treat myself to something nice for myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't been able to do anything for me for a long time. And energy immediately when I walked in, it was like it's almost like I visibly upset the room. And y'all, I had people looking at me left and right. People were just staring. The owner of the salon was just kind of looking at me and hovering over me and stuff, like, but she wasn't doing it to anybody else. And I don't know, it was like she was trying to figure something out about me, and I just couldn't understand why, because it's like, ma'am, I'm just a normal customer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't asking for anything special. If anything, what I was asking for was very basic. Okay, very basic. And I don't know, it was like she just had this energy, this mug on her face, y'all. In addition to that, the nail tech like kept wanting to sit around me, and she had like a cross on her necklace, which I was admiring. And then the other ones, like, they just kept staring at me, y'all. Not only that, but the other females that were in there, whether they were younger than me or older than me, they just kept looking at me, and some of them were making conversation, but it was kind of like, it was like they were trying to compliment me, but the energy wasn't giving, it wasn't giving genuine. You know what I mean? And for a lot of y'all, it's going to be like that. Like, people in your life are going to start seeing the physical proof of God on you, the hand of God in your life, and that's going to be the same type of energy y'all are going to get, y'all. They're going to be trying to figure out what it is about you. They're going to figure out what it is you're doing, or trying to figure out what it is you're doing, and they're going to be upset because they can't figure it out. It's God, okay? And so at the bottom of this page, I wrote, it's objective visibility rather than subjective opinion. What's clear and visibly understood needs no further proof because facts speak for themselves. Okay, that's exactly what it is. You are just going to physically carry and manifest, all right, the works of God on your life. They are going to see his hand on you. Get ready, y'all.